guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to those of you who are new. Today I'm going to be doing another budget video for you guys. This video has actually been a long time coming because I've been promising you guys that I was going to do a budget video, but it just wasn't very realistic for us. To be honest, it's been kind of difficult doing our budget lately because my husband's job was not very compensating, I'll say. But he just recently got a new job and he is going to be getting a pay increase. And so now I'm actually going to be doing a budget for you guys using real numbers and I am so excited. So this is my new planner that I got from Michael's the other day. They were having a sale. And of course, when I saw how much it was, this was actually $9.99 on sale at Michael's. And it's a 12-month happy planner. And it's the normal 9-ring binder size. And it was just so cute. I could not pass this up. It says no drama llama. And then on the inside, this is part of the budget. But it's just a really cute little happy planner. And like I said, it's a 12-month, so it goes from January to December. But I'm really excited about it. So not only did I get this little happy planner for $9.99, I also picked up one of the budget insert extension packs because those were also on sale for $4. So I spent $14 and got a cute brand new planner and a little budget insert. So today I'm just going to be doing my little budget at a glance for you guys, and then I will probably also be doing a cash envelope stuffing because I'm going to be doing that for the new year also. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any of the videos, because I'm going to try to be doing a few more budget videos like this because it seems to be very popular with you guys. So let's get started. So one thing that I really like about the happy planners, and I think the Erin Condren planners do this too, but I've never had one, so I'm not sure. But I love that you can actually pull your little papers out so that you can write on them without having to get in the way of these binders. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So if you watched my other budget video, you'll know that I'm a pretty big fan of Dave Ramsey. And so what we follow is the zero-based budgeting method. And what that means basically is just that you put in all of your income and you tell your money where it goes. So that way, whenever you're done with your budget, you end up with $0. That way you have told all of your money where it's going to go, and there's no questions about where anything went. So that's what we're trying. We'll see how well we stick to it. But I am going to be using real numbers for our budget, but I'm also going to be rounding, so the math is a little bit easier on me. So bear with me. Okay, so we're going to start up here in the main income, and that is going to be our net income because I always budget off of net income because I don't see a point in budgeting off of gross income because you don't see most of that. So our net income is going to be $31.55. And I am writing in pencil right now because I tend to make a lot of mistakes when I'm talking, so we're going to leave it in pencil for now. So that's going to be my husband and my combined income for the month. So the first thing that I do that is not listed on here is our tithe. And so I'm going to go ahead and write this right here. And we tithe off of our gross income. That is something that my husband and I have prayed a lot about, and that is what we feel comfortable with tithing. So we will be tithing $400. I've gotten a couple questions about our tithing, and one of them was they thought that we shouldn't be tithing while we're paying debt. And while that may work for some people, that doesn't work for our family. The way that my family believes is that nothing in this life is really ours anyway. It all belongs to God, and that as a believer, we are called to tithe 10% of our income. And so we do that whether we have a lot of money or a little money, or whether we're in debt or we're not in debt. And that's just something that we feel very convicted about. And to be honest, we actually upped our tithing whenever we were in kind of a hardship, and the Lord always provided for us. So that's something that we're very adamant about, is tithing our gross income. All right, so the first thing that's listed on here is mortgage/rent, and our mortgage is going to be $860. The next thing on here is phone, and that is something that we actually changed up this year. We were with a certain carrier, and we were paying around $100 a month plus tax for our 2 phones. But for us, that was out of our budget. So my husband started shopping around and he found Mint Mobile, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it is not all that popular, but I'm starting to see more and more commercials for it. But it has been really great since we switched. They use, I think, T-Mobile towers, and so we get just as good a service, and we haven't had any issues with it. So I can leave a link in the description box down below, so make sure to check that in here if you want to try it. I think they have a deal going right now where if you use my link, you can get $15 in credit. And what we pay for our phones is actually $45 a month. We got the 1 year, the 12-month plan, which means you pay it all up front. And so what I'm going to be doing with our phones is actually going to be putting it into a sinking fund. And because I haven't been putting money into a sinking fund since we started it back in October, I'm now going to be saving up for the next 9 months. And so I'm going to be putting in $60 a month to that sinking fund. The next thing on here is electricity. And we have our electricity on average billing. So we pay $100 a month for that. The next thing on here is gas. And for our gas bill, we pay $30 a month. The next thing on here is water/sewage, and I think I've mentioned this before, but we live in a desert area, so our water bill is a little bit higher than what it normally is, and that is $68 this month. The next thing on here is cable, but I'm actually going to cross this out and write internet, because we do not have cable, but we do have internet. And our internet bill is $53 a month. The next category on here is maintenance, and this is something that, because we own our home, it's something that we're also going to be putting in a sinking fund, so I'm just going to write SF on there so that I know that it's in a sinking fund. That is going to be $25 a month. All right, so now we move down to the next category, and that is transportation. So we currently have 2 cars. We have a van that is paid for, and then we have a car that my husband drives back and forth to work that's his little commuter car, and that one we have a loan on. This is going to be our auto loan. I'm just going to put that on there just so it's a little more clear. And for our auto loan, it will be $202 a month. We do not use public transportation. For our fuel, we will be putting in $200 a month. For car maintenance, I have right now $25 a month, but this might change. This is going to be one of those sinking funds that I'm probably going to have to adjust a little bit based off of how often we have to get oil changes and registration renewals and things like that. I'm not really sure why they have gas and fuel on here twice, but for me that's literally the same thing, so I already have it on there. All right, so the next category is going to be insurance. And for our home insurance, it's included in our mortgage, so I do not have to put on here our home insurance. Our health insurance is another thing that comes out for us out of my husband's paycheck, out of the gross income, so that's something I don't have to worry about. The next category is life insurance, and we do have a life insurance policy, and that is $31 a month. The last insurance category on here is car insurance, and our car insurance is $123. So the next category on here is food, and of course, as most people are probably doing, I am trying to be a little bit healthier and buy healthier groceries for our family for the new year, and hoping that we can stick to it all year long instead of just right now. But I am hoping that this grocery budget will be enough for us to be able to buy healthier foods. And so I am going to put $3.50 for our groceries. And dining out is going to be $50, and we're going to try to stick to that. That's a little bit hard for us sometimes. I'm also going to add a third category on here, which is going to be non-food items. And that's going to be things like paper towels, toilet paper, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, things like that. Things that are not edible, basically. And I'm going to put $50 in this category. So the next two categories that are on here are children and taxes. And we really don't use anything on here as of yet. So I'm going to skip these two categories for now and move on to personal care. For medical, we actually are going to have an HSA now in our insurance, and so this is not something that we're going to have to budget for out of our net income. It's already budgeted for out of our gross income. So for clothing, I do have a sinking fund set up for this now. And clothing will be $25 a month. I do not really budget for hair and nails, because if you've watched some of my other videos, I actually cut my husband's and my son's hair myself, and then I just trim my daughter's hair, and like once or twice a year I'll go get my own haircut. So that usually doesn't cost too much. So I don't budget anything for that. Two things that I am going to add to this category is going to be his allowance and her allowance. And those are both going to get $25 for the month. And that's just to have a little bit of spending money for the both of us, because my husband likes to eat at work sometimes, and every once in a while I like to go shopping. So it's nice to have just a little bit of money that I don't have to worry about where else it needs to be spent, that it could be just for what I want. On this entertainment category, I see movies and outings, and I kind of included that back under our dining out category back over here. So I'm not going to add anything into those two categories, but I am going to put gifts on here, and that will get $20 because birthdays are always coming up for people. And so I'd like to have a little sinking fund set aside for when those things come up. It won't be as big of a hit to our budget. So now we move on to loans. And like I said before, I have our auto loan over here. And then the other things that we have are credit card debt. We were doing really, really good, but Christmas came, and like I said, we were kind of tight for money, and my husband was in the middle of switching jobs. So we had to dive into our credit cards a little bit. So now we're going to be paying them off. And for that category, we are going to be putting $120 towards credit card debt for now. So because we follow Dave Ramsey, we are also following the baby steps. And the first baby step is to have $1,000 emergency fund in the bank. And because, like I said, we had to have a little time of my husband switching over jobs, we dove into our savings account too. So now we're actually working on putting that money back into our savings account, because that is baby step number 1 before we ever start paying on our debt. So this is basically just the minimum with the credit cards, and then once we get our savings built back up, we'll start attacking that debt. So I'm going to skip this for now, and I'm going to add a couple more categories that weren't listed on here under the miscellaneous category. So one thing is going to be pet supplies. And that, of course, is going to be like pet food and litter for our cat, and that is going to be $25 a month. And then I'm also going to add the subscriptions category, because we have little subscriptions here and there, which we might be canceling when we're trying to attack our debt, but for now we have them. Things like Amazon, FabFitFun, things like that. So I'm going to put $25 a month into that one as well. Okay, so now I'm going to add up all of these little categories and get the subtotals, and then I will figure out how much is left from our main income up here, and that will be going into our savings account. So let me grab my calculator real quick. And now I'm just going to add up all the subtitles. So the actual income is $31.55. The total expenses was $28.92, and that leaves us with $263. Which will then be applied to our savings right here. Okay guys, so that's our zero-based budget for the month of January. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because I will be filming a cash envelope stuffing video before too long. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!